Hello everyone, this is Dr. D. Premila Jnanarani, your biology teacher. Hope you are all enjoying my session. In this session, we are going to learn part 2 respiration. So, before moving on to this session, let us have a recap of what we have learned in the previous session. In previous session, we learned what is life process, what are the processes referred as life processes, and one among the life process, that is nutrition, its types we learnt. Under types of nutrition, you learnt autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. I hope you all remember what is an autotrophic nutrition and what is a heterotrophic nutrition. Under heterotrophic nutrition, we learnt the types of heterotrophic nutrition, namely the saprotrophic nutrition, parasitic nutrition, and holozoic nutrition. Under holozoic nutrition, we learnt the nutrition in human, that is the process of digestion. Now let us move on to today's session. In today's session, we are going to discuss about respiration, the types of respiration, organs of respiration, and human respiration. Now let us go straight to the topic. Normally, what is respiration, children? Whenever anyone asks what is respiration, we used to say that taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide is the simplest definition of respiration. What we don't know that respiration is a complex process. Why do you term it as complex process? That is because of two processes are involved, namely physiological process and biochemical process. So respiration is a complex process which involves physiological, that is breathing, and biochemical process, that is cellular respiration. Now, breathing is a rhythmic movement and it is an involuntary action. It involves the taking in oxygen from the environment, that is from outside the body. Now cellular respiration takes place inside our body, which is a biochemical process that occurs inside the cell. Now under cellular respiration, we are going to learn about the types of cellular respiration, namely the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Let us start with aerobic respiration. Aerobic, the name itself implies that it takes place only when there is air. So, this type of respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, and the end products are carbon dioxide and water. So, more energy is released. This takes place in both cytoplasm as well as mitochondria, and here complete oxidation of glucose takes place. Here in this equation, we can see that the glucose gets converted into pyruvate, and this conversion of glucose into pyruvate is referred as glycolysis, and this pyruvate gets converted into carbon dioxide, water, and energy, and this conversion of pyruvate is referred as Krebs cycle. Let us move on to anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic, the name implies absence of air. Hence, this respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. Now, this end products. End products are ethanol and carbon dioxide, and here less energy is released. This takes place only in the cytoplasm. And hence, children, this is referred as an incomplete oxidation of glucose. This takes place in bacteria and yeast. I hope you all remember the fermentation process. So this fermentation process is referred as anaerobic respiration. Now in this slide, here glucose breakdown pathway is shown. Now here this pathway, the first one is absence of oxygen that takes place in the yeast. We refer it as anaerobic respiration. And down below there is a pathway which takes place in the presence of oxygen, that is in mitochondria. We refer it as aerobic respiration, and one in the middle takes place in the muscle cells under lack of oxygen. Here, sometimes respiration takes place when there is insufficient of oxygen. When insufficient oxygen is seen, the glucose gets converted into lactic acid and energy. Children, when you are doing strenuous exercises or when you are running too fast or do much work or much games you are playing, outdoor activities you do, what will happen to your muscles? Won't you feel muscle pain in your muscles? In your legs? So, this muscle pain is caused because of the formation of lactic acid, and this muscle pain only we call it as muscle cramp. So, muscle cramp is caused because of the formation of lactic acid when oxidation of glucose takes place under the insufficiency of oxygen. Now let us move on to how exchange of gases or how other organisms respire. Now, as we all know that the plants have stomata and they are tiny pores seen on the surfaces of the leaf. Now, the stomata's function is gaseous exchange, and the respiration of plants you refer it as simple diffusion method. Now coming to fishes, they respire through gills. Then frog, the frog respires through both the skin and the lungs, and hence the respiratory system of frog is referred as pulmocutaneous mechanism. Pulmo means pulmonary, it refers to the lungs. Cutaneous means skin, and hence pulmocutaneous respiration takes place in the frog. Now coming to the tadpoles, they live in aquatic medium, so they respire through their gills. Coming to earthworm, have you seen earthworm, children? The earthworms are called as farmer's friend. Do you all know that? Now the earthworms, they are slimy creatures. They have what? Slippy or slippery skin. So you refer those skin as moist skin. So they respire through their skin. Now coming to insects, you have all seen butterflies, cockroaches and bugs. How do they respire? The insects also have a wonderful respiratory system referred as the tracheal system. The tracheal system opens outside through spiracles. The tracheal system opens outside through a small opening or small openings called as the spiracles. Now coming to the human respiratory system. The human respiratory system, children, it involves two parts. One is the respiratory tract and another one is respiratory organ. The respiratory tract involves the external nostrils, the nasal cavity, the pharynx, the trachea, and the respiratory organ involves a pair of lungs. Now, this trachea consists of cartilaginous bones. It helps in what? The contraction. So, the trachea should not get what? Bursted out while congestion takes place. So, that's why trachea is made up of cartilaginous bones, and then the inhalation and exhalation of the lungs is done by the diaphragm and the intercostal muscles. Now this trachea divides into two tube-like structures called as bronchi, singular bronchus, plural bronchi. Each bronchus enters into sides of the lungs, left and right side of the lungs, and after entering they gets divided again into small tubules called as bronchioles. These bronchioles are having the alveoli or sacs. Now this alveoli are richly supplied with blood vessels and they help in surface expansion. Now I hope you have all understood how this respiratory system takes place. Now let us know about the mechanism of respiration. Now when the air enters into the external nostrils to the nasal cavity, the oxygen gets inside the trachea, and from the trachea to the bronchi, to the bronchi, to the bronchioles. and here alveoli are present, so the oxygen gets taken by the blood cells to the other parts of the cells. Now, here normally an adult man will respire or will breathe 15 to 18 times per minute, whereas when we do exercises, the breathing rate increases, that is 20 to 25 times per minute. So, make sure how we breathe. I hope you have all understood this chapter. I hope you're all enjoying my session, children, and meet you next time. Thank you very much.